I'm going to show you how to retrofit a rainfall shower head in any shower. When we first moved into this house a couple years ago, my wife requested a rainfall shower head in our shower. Now, our current shower setup was not set up for an overhead rainfall shower, and I did not want a really long extended giraffe faucet or extended giraffe outlet on the shower with the rainfall shower head above. And so I retrofitted on my own, very easily, a rainfall shower head straight above in the shower. Let me show you how easy it is. Let me show you that you can do this as well. So here's what I've got. Very easy. 1/2-inch pipe going to a switcher. I'll show you what the switcher is for in a second. Going to a 90 that goes to a wand. And the wand is pretty much used for my kids or washing things in the shower specifically. But above it, I have a PEX connector going up with a piece of PEX screwed to my ceiling with like a 1-foot pipe connected to a rainfall shower head. When I installed this originally, I was in a crunch and I just used parts that I had. Well, you can see on some of it that it's rusted. I did not use galvanized and I did not use the correct pipe. I also, at the top, just used a scrap piece of lumber to attach that 90 to the ceiling, and I'm going to make that a little bit fancier now. I think it actually looks pretty neat, and it's a story to tell when people see it. So today, I'm going to replace the parts with the correct parts, and I'm going to replace that rusted piece of pipe, and I'm going to make that top board a little fancier. So here we go. What I'm also going to attempt to do is create a new pipe for this. And I'm going to attempt to solder it. I'm going to attempt to use a copper pipe and solder to 1/2-inch connectors on the end. So the first thing I need to do is get a measurement for this to see how long my pipe needs to be. That is a 12-inch pipe, so that's the measurement that I'm going to use. Well, to tell you the truth, out of all the projects that I've ever done and all the plumbing that I've ever done, I have never soldered copper. I always use PEX or push connectors. It's the easiest thing for me to do. But today, I'm going to attempt to solder the 12-inch pipe for the downspout that I need for my shower head. I have a couple pieces of scrap 1/2-inch copper that I'm going to use to practice on before I use to my actual piece that I bought. So I watched a lot of videos. Hopefully I can do it right. Well, there's my first one. I didn't do too bad, but one thing I did was I definitely put way too much solder on there. What? First one. I'm gonna try it one more time, then the real deal. I'm gonna use this as a guide a little bit. They say, or I saw somewhere, watched a video, and one of the tips was that if you're doing a 1/2-inch pipe, you should only use about a 1/2-inch solder. So maybe if I put a little 1/2-inch crook in my solder, that it'll tell me when to stop. Well, that one went almost worse. You can see that big bubble of solder, but I think I'm just gonna go for it, and I mean, I can clean that up on the finished product if I have to. So these little connectors add about a 1/2-inch on each end, so I'm going to, instead of marking 12 inches, I'm gonna mark 11. I'm really happy with that one. I can tell I got full coverage, and it only got a little drip on the bottom. I'll get better. This is only my third one. So there it is. By no means is this perfect. By no means are those joints perfect. But I can tell they have complete coverage all the way around. I'm really happy with that. My first soldered pipe. I think that's going to work really well. The next thing I need to make is a board to mount the 90 to the ceiling to make it look better than the little scrap piece of board that I have up there now. So I'm going to go through my scrap lumber and see what I've got to work with. Well, I think I found the piece that I want to work with. It's a piece that's got a bunch of junk on it. So what I'm going to do is cut out a perfect square. I'm probably going to router an edge around it. I'm going to spray paint it. Yep, I do have white spray paint. I'm going to spray paint it white, and it should be good to go in about an hour or so to be able to mount. Super basic, but there is my mounting plate. Time to paint it up. I don't want to give away my trade secrets, but I gotta say this is by far my favorite way to spray paint. You can look at the top of my trash can, and I've spray painted a lot of things on this trash can. Okay, I'll let that dry, come back for another round. I've got pretty much all my supplies here that I need. A couple wrenches, my drill. I've got my finished mounting board right here, and now I just need to drill a couple holes in it. So I'm going to make it look nice, do them as even as possible. Got that rusty thing off. Got the switcher off. Still good. I don't need to disconnect this piece. So I'm going to replace rusty old black pipe with the correct galvanized pipe. With a connection like this, a specialty connection that I can't see behind the shower wall, I'm going to do what many plumbers recommend, is tape and pipe thread sealant. So tape, then sealant. Make sure you put the tape the right direction. I'm going to spread it out evenly. Hand thread it first. Make sure it goes in straight. Next thing I got to get on is this piece. This is my switcher. It's going to end up like this. So it's got a little rubber gasket to it. Just going to throw that gasket back in there. I'm going to use pipe tape with it as well. I'm actually going to put this new galvanized 90 on before I get everything else on, just so it's easier to put on. Okay, I got 5 wraps of tape and it got pretty snug. With this one, I'm going to put a little pipe dope on. I will, if any comes out, I will clean it up. Oh, can't forget to put my flange on to make it look all pretty. New and galvanized, new and galvanized. We're going good so far. It's nice and beautiful. Time for my brand new beautiful copper pipe. All there's left to do is test it. So there it is. I did it. I did it. You can do this too. Super easy, just with parts that you can get from your local hardware store. If I can do this, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Thanks for watching.